He's going to make it all back.
I'm just going to try to, like, I put $5,000 on a Laker-Houston game. Okay, the Lakers were playing the Rockets in Houston, and I'll never forget this. The Lakers were getting, like, 8 points. And I said, there's no way they're going to, you know.
No way. There's no way.
Again, there's more no way stuff.
Yeah, right. There's no way you're going to lose that bet.
I call the book back up, and I say, look, man, I know I'm kind of stretched to the limit here, but I know there's no way.
And he goes, yeah, there's no way, all right.
He takes another 5 G's from me, and I go out that night. And I always say this about gambling. People say, why do you gamble? It's instant fun. Like, if you're bored on a Tuesday night and you got $500 to your name, put $1,000 in the game and get drunk watching it.
Well, you have a problem. And what I like is that your Coke problem doesn't win out over the gambling problem. Right. It's like, if you have your Coke problem, you know what? I'm saving my money up for my Coke.
Exactly.
No, you don't do that. You have all your multiple problems.
They're bad vices to mix.
All right. So then you put down the 5 G's.
Right. And I lose. In overtime. Game goes to overtime, which was the worst because the next day is like the big, like they call it.
Yeah. It was a sure thing.
Exactly.
Did you tell the guy on the phone it was a sure thing?
Yeah, the sure thing didn't come through.
Right. I like that you tell the bookie, too, it's a sure thing.
Right.
Can I ask you a quick question? I don't want to slow the story down, but, you know, like if you go to a bar and you drink too much, at some point the bartender stops serving you?
Yeah.
I mean, is there a point where a bookie won't take your bets anymore?
I don't think so, no.
It's just like if you would have said...
If there is, he didn't find it.
Right, no, I didn't find that guy.
Yeah, right.
If you said $50,000 on the game... They take your bet and then they'll just kill you.
Not kill you. I think they'll just, you know, try to make you pay it off.
Work out a payment plan.
But there's no bookie in the world who wouldn't take bets. I mean, why not? That's how they make a living. You know?
Right.
But, so it went into overtime, which was, and the next day I had to do what they call camera blocking, which is like this real long day of rehearsal.
Your whole life is crashing.
Right. And I said to myself,
you're like, who has time for work?
At that point, you're working for free.
Yeah.
I said to at first I said, because the logic got to the point where, like I said, okay, if I win the $5,000, I'm not going to get any Coke, and I'll just go to bed tonight and go back and do fine. And then I said, but I said I'll have an extra $5,000, so maybe I will get Coke.
Yeah, well, you earned it.
I'm like conflicting.
Okay, go ahead.
So I lose the bet, and now I don't know what to do.
Now you have no Coke and no money.
Right. So I had to go get some more. And I went to this girl's house who I knew. She lived in Hollywood Hills. I just kind of like forced my way in, and not even forced my way in. She was like smiling, but she was in the bedroom just do whatever. So I was like doing coke off her CDs all night, and it was just awful. It was awful. So then I have to go back to the studio, and I took a bottle of Jack Daniels from her house, and I'm driving like.
Because now you got to take the edge off.
Yeah, right, exactly. I just got to come down from my.
for work, Robin.
Got to come down for my big sketch with Harry Connick.
Yeah, because you know that's going to be comedy history. It's going to be like the time Steve Martin dressed up as an Egyptian and danced on Saturday Night Live.
You know, classics.
I'm listening to Artie going, so I'm down $20,000 and I'm on coke, but now I got to go drink and drive, so I go to work.
Yeah, right. Well, I got to take the edge off because Harry Connick's waiting for a big rehearsal. Exactly. A comedy genius.
I got to go make comedy history.
Yeah, I got to go make Harry Connick funny. You know what? I take coke too.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
So by this time they figure out what's going on. I've been in the same clothes for like 4 days, and they were.
And
really,
you smell.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, you're not bathing.
You're now the Belushi of Mad TV.
Yeah, right.
Right.
They were really good to me there. They wanted to help me out, you know. So they tried to do like this intervention thing.
Right.
And they called people to the so when I got to the studio, it was 2 of my agents and my manager at the time waiting there.
Oh, no.
And my manager and me, like, we weren't getting along.
Right.
I was all messed up, and I thought they were going to try to take me to, like, a rehab or something. So I said, no way, man, no way. So I started...
Now when I get a shot to work with Harry Connick...
I said, yeah, right. We're about to make sketch comedy history here.
Yeah.
You're going to lock me up?
Are you guys crazy?
You got a job to do.
I'm too valuable to this organization to let me go.
Harry Connick is doing his Southern character in this sketch.
Was that the sketch?
Something like that.
Like he's just doing that same voice that is his voice?
Yeah. Thing.
He was a nice guy, but I was just out of my mind, you know. So my manager tries to stop me from getting in my car because I wanted to try to get away. I don't know where I was going, but I just wanted to try to get away.
You're going to run. You're going to make a run for it.
Did you take your bottle of Jack Daniels with you?
That was in the car.
Right.
So my manager gets in my way, and I just punch him in the face.
Right.
I tried to deck him, and I hit him in the face. I guess I've been doing pretty hard. So I get there. The producers come running out. They stop me from getting in the car. They call the cops. So now the cops come, and it was shot right in the middle of Hollywood.
Right.
So I try to get away from the cops. Now I'm jumping over fences.
Oh, my God.
You're like one of those guys where the helicopter's following you and jump through people's yards?
Yeah,
he's on TV finally. That's your best appearance.
They should have taped this and just aired it. So,
Get back in the car. We need you for the Harry Connick sketch. Artie Lang.
Man is trying to escape Mad TV.
Artie Lang, get back in your car and quickly get back to Mad TV. You're needed for Harry Connick. Yeah, so go ahead. So the cops are chasing him.
I'm almost falling into pools. Like, everybody has a pool in L.A.
You can't even run from the cops.
Even poor people have pools.
Right.
So I got to keep going around pools, and that slowed me down. And I finally got to the corner of Melrose and Vine. There's this supermarket.
Can't believe this.
And the cops finally catch up with me there. And now, like, a few of the writers by this point, my manager, my agents, like, there's agents on, like, cell phones are probably saying, what the hell are we even representing this guy for?
All right, what's going on?
And the cops catch me in the parking lot, and I did the dumbest thing I've ever done in my life, and I have done a ton of dumb things.
You bukkakied them. What did you do?
I took a swing at an L.A. cop.
Oh, wow.
You're brave.
Which was...
You're lucky they didn't shoot you.
So the guy...
If you had been a black guy, you would have been shot.
The guy ducks and just... Right, and I started giving him crap about that.
And you look kind of Arab or something, so, you know, you could have been shot.
They could have mistaken you for not a white American.
Yeah, you're a little bit swarthy. And you got afro hair.
Artie was a lot bigger then. You know, he was a heavy guy, and he probably threw a pretty mean punch.
I was actually not... I was actually closer to the weight I am now because of the coke and stuff.
Yeah, he was running a lot.
You're like the Rodney King of comedy.
Something makes you want to beat me.
Yeah, so you took a swing at the cop.
Took a swing at a cop, and that was it, man. He just had red in his eyes. He tackles me, and he throws me on top of the cop car, and he starts cuffing me, and they search me, and I had coke on.
Oh.
So wait a second. You've resisted arrest.
Right.
Tried to hit a police officer. You have coke on. You have an open bottle of Jack Daniels in your car.
Right.
A very special Artie Lang.
And I'm about to do a sketch with Harry Connick.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of crimes going on.
If he ever makes it big, he's already an E. True Hollywood story.
Oh, yeah.
So, but this was, believe me, this is the worst way ever to leave a show ever. All the producers, like, picture this, if this happens and you're by yourself, it's embarrassing. This was at 11 a.m. in front of everyone who worked on the show. In a supermarket parking lot.
Oh, my God.
I love that writers and producers are chasing him down the street.
A couple of
So what was the outcome of this story?
Well, they took me to L.A. County.
Right.
It's funny, once I got it, they flew me in a cop car, and I thought they were going to beat the hell out of me it was like an ambulance, like a paddy wagon.
Right.
And they restrained me and everything. And as soon as I got in, I started talking to the cops, like trying to relate. I go, guys, let me just tell you about my week.
You're not going to believe what happened to me. I'm in a sketch with Harry Connick Jr.
No, I'm different than all the other lowlifes who've been back here.
You don't understand.
Let me tell you what led up to me trying to hit you, officer.
Was it more than an hour ago? I was driving drunk, and I was doing lines of coke off CDs, for God's sakes. Can't you guys understand?
But you don't understand. I just lost 15 grand on Holyfield Tyson.
Right.
Yeah, it takes you half a year to make 15 grand.
I did mention that, and one of the cops, that was like a good thing to say, because he had seen the fight and he couldn't believe it. So we started talking about the fight in the paddy wagon. They take me to like this like detox center and stuff, and I'm cuffed, and they take me into the jail.
Right.
And they got to book me. And they cuffed me to a kid. This kid was a gang member.
Right.
And
like you're an upstanding citizen.
He had a stab wound in his shin. And I'm handcuffed to this kid for 6 hours while we're waiting to be processed. Yeah. And he was accused of murder and stuff. But he was the nicest guy. We just kept talking and everything.
Aside from one incident, he was a pretty good guy.
People don't know. Gang members are really nice people.
He had a tattoo of Speedy Gonzalez in his entire back. I swear to God. And I remember I said, let me see your tattoo, man. I go, that's good work. You know, I was like, thanks, man. Thanks. You know, I can get you one. But,
hey, you want one, too?
Man, I could get you one, you know.
Right.
So now...
Speedy Gonzalez.
I swear to God, it was Speedy Gonzalez.
On his back.
On his back.
Yeah.
So I'm just waiting to see... They're going to put me in the general population, like, you know... But God shined down. A Mexican kid who was about 20 years old sitting across from me recognizes me from Mad TV.
Right.
And starts